Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, VSS Unity makes first captive carry flight. WASP pilot rests with other heroes at Arlington National Cemetery. Our new SUAS regulations being considered. I'm Bree Cross. It's September 12th, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Thursday marked an exciting milestone for Virgin Galactic. For the first time, a spaceship built by the Spaceship Company and operated by its parent company, Virgin Galactic, has taken to the skies. Spaceship 2 doesn't launch from a pad on the ground, but rather from under the wing of a carrier aircraft, White Knight 2. Thursday's flight test was what is called a captive carry flight, during which VSS Unity remained mated to the White Knight 2 mothership for the entire flight from takeoff to landing. In this configuration, White Knight 2 serves as a veritable flying wind tunnel, allowing the highest fidelity method of testing airflow around Spaceship 2, while simultaneously testing how the spaceship performs when exposed to the frigid temperatures found at the flight's maximum altitude of 50,000 feet and above. The captive flight lasted for 3 hours and 45 minutes. After a year of work by her family and an act of Congress sponsored by Arizona Republican Representative Martha McSally, the remains of WASP pilot Elaine Harmon have finally been placed at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. Harmon passed away last year at the age of 95. She flew military support and training missions during World War II, but was not technically a member of the armed services. WASP were granted that status retroactively in 1997 and had regularly been buried at Arlington, but Army officials changed that policy in 2015, citing limited space at the cemetery. According to a report from ABC News, Harmon's family began to lobby the Pentagon to reverse the Army's decision, and the cause was joined by McSally, who is a retired Air Force officer and the first woman to fly in combat. McSally crafted legislation that would allow for the above-ground placement of the cremated remains of WASP at Arlington. It passed unanimously. After the break, Huerta indicates SUAS regulation changes may be on the way.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. If you would like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. The new FAR 107, which regulates the non-recreational operation of small unmanned aerial systems, was released only a couple of weeks ago. Now it's reported the FAA is considering modifying its UAV rules to allow flight over crowds, according to Administrator Michael Huerta. At a speech at the Interdrone Conference in Las Vegas this week, Huerta said that the proposal would be released by the end of the year. The Las Vegas Review-Journal reports that Huerta also said the FAA is working on rules to allow beyond visual line-of-sight flights, but did not give a timeline for such a rule to be proposed or implemented. Within the last week, the FAA issued guidance for obtaining waivers from FAR 107 for allowing beyond visual line-of-sight flights, flights at night, flights over crowds of people, and higher altitudes than specified in the regulation. Many operators who were already operating under waivers prior to the issuance of the new FAR were severely limited by the tenets of this new regulation. While the FAA was quick to say that continued waivers could be issued, it will be interesting to see how quickly regulations might be revised to avoid another glut of FAA-issued waivers. Each week we share with you an online video that one of our viewers found especially entertaining. We call it our Aero Video of the Week.
Final liftoff of Atlanta.
The Avro Vulcan bomber is an icon of the Cold War. No Vulcan continues to fly, but this scene of a Flypast in 2015 presents a graceful image of this soldier from the past. Search Vulcan Beachy Head Flypast on YouTube. After these messages, King Schools is ready for a new instrument rating ACS training.
Redbird Flight Simulations is dedicated to revolutionizing flight training by designing, manufacturing, and delivering affordable and innovative flight training technologies. Each Redbird device is designed to enhance the training experience for pilots of all levels, from student to ATP. Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The new Airman certification standards are applicable to the airplane, instrument rating, and King Schools now offers a training course based on the new standards. The course covers every ACS task and includes nearly 7 hours of oral and in-flight video. Able Flight and Lockheed Martin have announced a scholarship to aid wounded warriors of the United States Armed Services. The scholarship provides sport and physical activity programs for wounded veterans. It also contains Able Flight's 6-week flight school to earn a pilot certificate. Aircraft integration of the General Atomics certifiable Predator B system has been completed at the company's Poway, California production facility. The aircraft has been shipped to its Gray Butte flight operation facility near Palmdale, California in preparation for developmental testing. The Turkish Aerospace Industries TAI Herkes Tandem 2-seat trainer has completed all flight testing and obtained a type certificate from the Turkish Civil Aviation Authority and validation from EASA. The aircraft utilizes 2 Universal Avionics radio control units and 2 EFI 890R advanced flight displays. The Virginia Tech Mid-Atlantic Aviation Partnership and X's Project Wing will conduct research flights this fall at Virginia Tech, delivering food using unmanned aerial vehicles. Media sources report one of the foods to be dropped may be burritos. The question is, how would you know if a burrito is damaged? Well, that's the trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. In what has been referred to as a slow-motion crash, it certainly didn't look like much of an accident when the Airlander 10 nosedived into the ground on its second test flight last month. However, the damage caused by bumping the ground will take 3 to 4 months to repair, according to the aircraft's manufacturer, Hybrid Air Vehicles. Hybrid Air Vehicles said that the cockpit and hull were damaged when the aircraft impacted the ground in what was described as a heavy landing, according to a report from ITV. Fortunately, no one was injured in the accident. The UK Air Accidents Investigation Branch is conducting an investigation into the incident. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. We'll see you tomorrow.